I'm Dean Carter, and I am the Chief Experience Officer for Modern Executive Solutions, which I have reached my year anniversary last week. Prior to that, I was a head of HR for almost a quarter of a century, starting my time with Fossil, then to Sears, most notably with head of HR for Patagonia for almost a decade, and then with a cool startup called Guild. So anyhow, I've been HR in this profession for a very long time. Yeah. When you work for Patagonia, it's not a company that gets in your head, it gets in your soul. And once you've worked for a company that has such a deep purpose, that sticks to their purpose in good times and bad. You know, for example, Patagonia, one of the things they do believe is that this planet is in crisis and we have to do something about it. So Patagonia gives 1% of revenue, top line revenue, to small grassroots organizations that are giving to the planet. Even in bad times, even when they don't make a profit, they still give top line revenue, 1% to the planet. That's purpose. So once you do that and you realize that the world is always going to be a little chaotic, that there are always going to be mudslides and fires and droughts, political instability, unexpected changes in the world. There may be someday this thing that is a pandemic that shuts the world down for 3 years. Who knew? I don't think we're in for less disruption, we're in for more disruption. And I think that not just disruption in terms of our business, like the power shuts down when you have fires. I'm talking about disruptive concepts that challenge you to your core about what you stand for. And so I think in challenging times, it's easy to go, wow, we've got shareholders and stakeholders, we got to figure this out and we got to do something about it and we have to rethink who we are. I think really companies that have true values and true purpose, that those endure, and that's how you make decisions during tough times, not how you determine what to back away from. But because if they're true purpose and true values, you stick with them, you just figure out how to navigate. So I think in this time, and this is what I'll be talking about, is like, how do you build enduring purpose? How do you build values that you stick to no matter what? And especially in this particular moment, by the way, which isn't the first one, we're going to have to navigate this, that there's going to be chaotic times and you're going to get pressure to make change, and you may need to. You go, wow, this is a moment for us to rethink. Even Patagonia rethought their purpose statement at some point. So like, for example, Patagonia's purpose for years was to do no unnecessary harm to the planet, basically. And then they changed the purpose to, we're in business to save our home planet. There's a big difference between a purpose statement that tries not to harm the planet, now its purpose is to save the planet. So anyhow, even big companies like Patagonia rethink, do some navel gazing and adjust their purpose according to the times and the moment, and as the company moves and grows. I think the challenge is just the latest whim or the latest issue, and just swinging in that. That's when trees break. So I've been the head of HR for 25 years. I've worked for fast growth companies like Fossil. Everyone had a Fossil watch, and somehow we convinced people to buy it from a tin can. Then to this gigantic company, Sears, not just Sears, but Sears and Kmart. And let's just put two iconic failing brands together and run HR. Then to, of course, Patagonia during a time from a sleepy little, surf brand to the most beloved brand in the world. And then after that, to a startup called Guild, which is, again, a B Corp, purpose-driven, amazing CEO, amazing female founder, winning tons of awards for just rethinking how we pay for education for hourly workers. All those things added up, and after 25 years of doing this, I thought, how can I be a beacon of change? How can we think about this profession, how it impacts, and how we continue to to evolve it, and I always challenged it to go, look, there's a different way of doing this and even better. But now I get to be at a company called Modern Solutions. And I am in charge of, how you find people. So I'm in charge of our search. I'm in charge of consulting, like how you run the business. And I run this amazing community where I meet with heads of HR almost every single week. So now, instead of just impacting one company or in one role at a time, I have the opportunity to impact this profession 1,000 at a time. And so that's my next, pivot, or my next journey is my 1 to 1,000. And if I can do that, and that's, kind of my encore, then I'm doing what I need to do.